My name is Jeremy, also known as Psar, born and raised in the heart of Europe, Brussels, that's in Belgium. I've been DJing for the past 17 years now. Nowadays, I get to play in some of the best clubs in the world, still on the radio as well. The idea of making a tour around the world in 80 days came up as I was ending some tour overseas a couple of years ago. What we do as international DJs is pretty amazing when you think about it. We get to meet new people every day, get familiar with new cultures, but above all, party.
This tour is going to take us on a special trip, go around the world in 80 days. We're taking you backstage. On top of that, we're going to meet a series of DJs and artists that will give us an insight on their experience and their vision.
So I got back to Brussels, called my team as soon as I land, set a meeting, see who's on board and get things started.
80 jours, ça pourra le faire. Moi, je pense que ça peut le faire.
L'idée, elle est sympa, mais après, il faut voir si c'est réalisable. Ça me laisse peu de temps pour lancer les choses, mais l'idée est bonne.
Moi, je pense qu'en 80 jours, on peut faire son du monde et je pense qu'avec le temps qui nous reste, je pense qu'on peut mettre ça en place. Mais il faut pas dormir, quoi.
You just don't set a world tour like that. Many different things need to be taken care of, starting with pitching the idea to everyone involved, find sponsor, partners, figuring out the best itinerary, applying for work, visas, and so on, set the marketing strategy, graphic design, and everything that goes along with it. Preparation was probably the most complicated part of the tour. But here we are. A few weeks later, we're ready to leave. I'm very excited about this first gig, but very stressed at the same time. Amsterdam is not just any crowd, it's a big scene. They're used to have the best DJs on a regular basis. I can feel the pressure on this first gig, yeah.
Een belangrijke reden waarom Nederland muzikaal, vooral de laatste jaren qua IDM, maar ook andere muziekstijlen heel erg voorop liep, is omdat we een heel multiculturele samenleving hebben. Mensen komen van verschillende delen van de wereld, of het nou van de Antillen is, Suriname, tot Afrikanen, Marokkanen en Nederlanders. En iedereen die gaat ook een beetje met elkaar om. In Amerika is het een beetje gescheiden, je hebt blank en wit. En hier was heel erg veel samen. En dan de muziekstijlen die iedereen meebrengt van zijn eigen land, die hebben elkaar ook heel erg beïnvloed. Als je kijkt naar die hele Dirty Dutch movement die je hier had, het komt eigenlijk voor een groot deel voort uit een bobbling movement die in de jaren 90 had. En dat was eigenlijk een soort van versnelde versie van dancehall. En dat is dan een kruisbestuiving met house geworden en het is veel beter geproduceerd dan het in de jaren 90 wordt. Nou, vandaag de dag natuurlijk. Maar ja, dat soort verschillende dingen hebben eigenlijk voor gezorgd dat je zo'n breed muzikaal spectrum hebt. En dat zet zich nu weer voor in andere stijlen. Mensen staan best wel, dat is wel heel leuk, mensen staan best wel open voor andere stijlen hier. Als het maar lekker klinkt in de club.
Encore is probably the one place where you can express yourself as a DJ, period. This is a great kickoff for the tour. Berlin. I love Berlin. It's probably one of the most international cities in Europe. I'm always very happy to be in Berlin. The crowd was just super on point that night, real music lovers. Despite the extreme cold we were facing that day, I remember.
Am Ende ist Reisen eigentlich das Beste für mich, weil man lernt andere Länder kennen, andere Partys, es ist immer was anderes und ja, man lernt unheimlich viel dabei, weil es ist überall anders als zu Hause und wenn man nur in einem Club auflegt, dann ja, verlernt man es, aber man rostet so ein bisschen ein, weil man einfach so den Überblick für alles verliert und deswegen ist in anderen Städten und gerade in anderen Ländern spielen immer ein sehr großes Erlebnis und bringt einem sehr viel bei.
So we're leaving Europe today, heading to the Middle East. I'm very happy and excited about playing in Dubai. It's my first time over there. I don't really know what to expect, to be honest. Only problem is we missed our flight.
Oh putain.
I'm with another person. He's over there.
Yeah, it's too late. The logic is already on board. You need to go to the transfer desk, sir. It's too late for this flight.
It's too late, really?
Yeah, the logic is already on board. Sorry.
Dubai is a very special place on earth, you know, when you think about it. Everything is bigger, taller than everything you've ever seen before. Tonight I'm playing in one of the most prestigious clubs in town. This place is just incredible, you know. Models and bottles, as they like to say.
Il y a quelque chose que je trouve pas très normal, c'est que par exemple tu prends des très grosses stars comme David Guetta, Martin Solveig, même Bob Sinclair ou d'autres, je parle surtout de DJ d'ancienne génération, je parle pas de jeunes producteurs / DJ. Ces DJ-là ont tous commencé comme résidents. Ils ont tous commencé comme résidents quelque part, ça veut dire qu'ils ont tous connu ce que les résidents connaissent à l'heure actuelle encore maintenant, des patrons pas très compréhensifs, la loi du chiffre, qui en plus maintenant est encore plus exacerbée qu'il y a 15 ans, bien sûr. Mais je trouve dommage que ces artistes-là, qui sont devenus des stars mondiales et sont la fierté de la France ou des pays francophones, etc., ne touchent jamais un petit mot sur ces DJ résidents qui, pour moi, sont la base de leur succès. Un DJ résident, pour moi, est, bien sûr je parle en tant que DJ, mais pour moi est la pièce maîtresse de l'organisation d'un club. Et malheureusement, pour avoir fait beaucoup d'ouvertures de clubs et pouvoir avoir été de l'autre côté de la barrière, du côté organisation, du côté promotion, du côté management, on voit que le poste DJ dans le plan comptable est toujours à la fin. On va mettre les danseuses d'abord, on va mettre le bar manager d'abord, on va mettre les commis d'abord, on va mettre les busboys, c'est-à-dire ceux qui enlèvent les verres, on va mettre tout ça avant le DJ. Le DJ vient toujours à la fin. Or, malheureusement, tu te rends bien compte que tu as un club au top, avec tout ce qu'il faut à l'intérieur, un très bon service, un super son, etc. Si le résident n'assure pas, il manque cette pièce maîtresse au puzzle. Et en plus, vraiment, avoir un bon résident quand tu viens d'ouvrir un club ou quand tu as un club, c'est quand même beaucoup de soucis en moins quand tu es patron de discothèque ou patron de club.
Thailand is the next stop. We're in Asia for 2 weeks, starting in Phuket. Time to hit the beach.
I wanna walk up my waist. Wind me a wine, a wine my waistline. Wind me a wine, a wine.
Phuket is a holiday spot, you know.
Wind me a wine, wind me a wine, a wine my waistline. Move your body, shake your body, go down low and drop it like a hot potty.
You have people from all around the planet, Americans, Europeans, Australians, which guarantees another great night on this tour.
Here we go, dance we a go with the flow. All me ask ya just put on a show. I wanna walk up my waist and wine. Because we know it's party time. I wanna walk up my waist and wine.
Ce rôle de DJ éducateur, il a toujours existé. Il est indispensable. Maintenant, c'est vrai que c'est plus difficile qu'avant, avec les vidéoclips, la télé, tout ça. C'est vrai que les gens ont moins de... Quand ils viennent en soirée, ils ont moins d'attentes sur ils ont pas envie de forcément découvrir des choses. Après, c'est au DJ de choisir ce qu'il veut faire. Est-ce qu'il veut rentrer dans le moule que tout le monde fait ou est-ce qu'il veut amener quelque chose de différent, en sachant que ça sera plus difficile. Bah, quand tu commences, à la base, il faut que ça soit une passion. Si quand tu commences, c'est pas une passion, c'est que déjà, c'est pas, tu pars pas du bon pied, quoi. Puis après, le boulot, il faut taffer. Si tu taffes pas, y a pas de secret. Ouais. Je pense que tout le monde est passé par là, tous les très bons DJ en tout cas sont passés par là. Et ouais, c'est important. Tu peux pas te lever le matin et t'improviser DJ parce que ça fait rêver les filles ou non, il y a du boulot.
Today we're flying to Vietnam, heading to Ho Chi Minh City. Vietnam is one of the new places to visit on this tour. I have no idea what it's like. The first minutes were pretty disturbing, I gotta be honest. So many people, so hectic, crazy traffic, hundreds of bikes and cars. It's very intense. So we're here for a few days. We're gonna take a little tourist tour. Something European about Vietnam when you think about it. Churches, a few specific places and buildings. There's so much history here, you know? Even though our schedule is pretty busy and full, touring the world like that also gives you a lot of time to think. You know, you get to spend hours in airports, hotels, waiting lines. I feel very far away from the typical life of a DJ routine. You know, from the club to the studio, from the studio to the radio, from the radio to the club. Here it's totally different, and it's also probably one of the reasons why I love traveling so much. Reflect.
Khi trở thành một DJ nữ thì thực sự có rất nhiều áp lực, bởi vì những DJ nam luôn luôn là cho rằng là những người mà nữ DJ thì thường là không chơi nhạc giỏi và chỉ là ví dụ khoe mặt xinh, BB hoặc là cơ thể sexy, nhưng mà tôi không ăn mặc sexy, tôi cũng không có khuôn mặt xinh đẹp, nhưng mà tôi muốn là mình mang lại một cái năng lượng, một cái sự nhiệt huyết để cho những người mà nghe nhạc của mình họ cảm thấy ui vui quá, hạnh phúc quá khi mà được nghe DJ Ly chơi nhạc, vì họ cảm thấy như tôi, khi tôi chơi nhạc tôi cảm thấy rất yêu, tôi yêu những người nghe nhạc của mình và tôi muốn là họ nghe nhạc của mình họ sẽ được hạnh phúc, thì mình sẽ hạnh phúc, mình sẽ vui vẻ. Đấy, chính vì thế tôi chơi hết mình.
Today we're going to Sydney, Australia. It's my second time here. I absolutely love Australia. Amazing landscapes, wild nature, animals, rare species that you don't get to see in Europe. Besides, the crowd is always on point. I mean, Australians definitely know how to party hard. Anytime I meet Australians when I'm on tour, I know it's going to get super crazy.
There are so many DJs and producers now. In a matter of years, it's saturated. So what makes you different from the next guy is what's inside you, how you see things in the world, you know? So if you make things more original, if you make things better, make things uniquely more you that nobody else can copy or make, you're that one in a million. You're the one that the world wants to see.
Unfortunately, we couldn't stay in Australia for too long. Time is running. Kind of disappointed we have to leave so soon. However, I'm super, super happy about our next destination. Welcome to Tokyo, Japan. Now, I don't know if this is me tripping, but I've always felt like Japan was a whole different universe in terms of, the culture, Japanese traditions and habits, the definition of respect. It's all of this is so new to me right now. I'm curious, very curious. I'm even more happy to hear we'll have 5 days to spend in Tokyo. On top of that, Tokyo is such an amazing city. The energy here is very unique, super great. I think I'm falling in love with Japan, and it's only my first day.
Bonsoir à tous et bienvenue ici au Club Esprit. On est vendredi soir, c'est l'arrêt du week-end, on se sent bien, le printemps arrive, il fait beau, il fait chaud. Les filles sont dehors, les gars sont dehors. On arrive ce soir ici au Club Esprit, c'est DJ Psar, venu tout droit de la Belgique, ici en mode karaoké.
I can't forget though, this is not a holiday. We've got a lot of work, meetings, also have to take care of my radio shows back home in Belgium, pre-record my sets, make sure everything's done on time.
なんか俺の中では DJ は俺個人としては全然趣味であり大好きなものだし別にお金がどうこうじゃなくても好きなものなんだけどでもやっぱクラブっていう場所があってそこでなんていうんだろうな楽しんでる人たちがいてでそれがちゃんと、クラブとか仕事としてやっぱ成り立っててっていう中でやっぱ俺たちはいい人よりやっぱ他の DJ よりいい音楽やっていいパーティー作ってでやるのがそこにいう意味で本当に DJ っていうのは仕事だって思うしアーティストだって思ってます。
The weekend is finally here. Party time. We've got 2 gigs lined up this weekend, ready to rock Roppongi and Shibuya, 2 of the hottest parts of Tokyo. No matter how much fun I've had and how much I love Tokyo, this place makes me sort of nervous, I have to admit. I usually don't stress before getting on stage, but yeah, it's different this time. I'm in this club packed with more than 1,000 people, and I have no idea what the hell I'm gonna do with them. I didn't see that coming. That's when I like to get my 15 minutes of silence, get my focus right. It's showtime. It turned out this was probably one of the best party of my life. Yeah, the crowd response was insane. I felt so much love from everybody in this room. I even got to speak a little Japanese with them. Arigatou gozaimasu. We're flying to North America this morning. Touchdown, Vancouver, Canada. Canada has become sort of my second home these past 2 years. I've been going there back and forth for the past 8 years. Some of my closest friends live there. It's definitely one of my favorite places to party, especially Vancouver, which is pretty laid back, Everyone is so chilled, outstanding landscapes, nature is very present in Van.
Okay. We do have a role, definitely. It's diminished a little bit because of how you get your music now. Before the DJ used to get a copy sent to him or whatever, and he would be the first to have it. It would be exclusive, and he'd go play it in the club, and that would be the only place you could hear that, right? Now everybody gets it emailed and it's in their inbox, so it's up to them whether they listen to it and play it. But it's still the DJ that's getting it out to the masses. You can hit delete on every email you get and not listen to anything new and just play the same old set every night. But it's really the DJ that's pushing a song. If it's not known in your city, but you play it every night, eventually people are going to know it. So you still see the labels reaching out to you, asking you to play their stuff. It's just now there's just so much stuff coming to you. It's a little bit harder that you have to, listen a lot more carefully and find out what, your particular style of music you want to push is,
I love Vancouver's nightlife. The atmosphere is just so great. The crowd response is always very, very warm.
Okay.
We really need to figure something out about the week we're gonna spend in the US. That's in a few days, and we have no idea what the hell we're gonna be doing down there. So, yeah, let's just send a couple emails, meet up with some interesting people, make this part of the tour relevant still. Africa is good to go though. We got Congo locked up, securities taken care of, hotel, sponsorship, charity program is looking pretty good. We're flying down to Africa in a few days, starting off with Congo and South Africa. This is the biggest surprise of the tour. South Africa, never been there. I have no idea what to expect.
Make sure you like it. If you don't like it, if you're like, if you have you're like, what am I gonna do for a living? I'm gonna go to school and be a lawyer. I can make lots of money being a lawyer. I can do this, I'm gonna go into business, open my business. I think I'm gonna try DJ because it looks like DJs make good money. And I think if I applied myself to DJing, I would be successful. It's not really that kind of thing. It looks like that, but if you don't like it, then you're gonna fucking be DJing and just, even if you making all types, it's like any other job. If you don't like it, no matter how much money you're making, you probably won't be happy. And because you're playing music and you're supposed to be like projecting a happy vibe, it's gonna reflect and you'll just end up hating it. Who hates DJing? Who DJs and say, I fucking hate this job? Who says that? If you ever say that, get out, or check yourself. So yeah, make sure you like it. I don't know, when I started DJing, I just practiced every day. I was so into it. I didn't even know that I was so into it. It just was, I'd be up till 5 making tapes and stuff like that. And, I'll still be online, watching, going to Diplo and Friends and listening to mixes and going to blogs and just really enjoying what's going on out there. I'll hear a girl says, I like this song, have you heard of it? And I'm like, no. And I'll go to the person's SoundCloud, it's just, finding the music in itself is entertaining to me. So if that feels like a waste of your time, then don't do it. Because it drives me to have a lot of music so I can play stuff wherever I am.
We are heading east today. Welcome to the T.O, Toronto. Now, Toronto is not just any Canadian city. Toronto has one of the best club and DJ scene, yeah. Kind of reminds me of Amsterdam. You can't just do an okay job around here. The Toronto crowd is far from being the easiest one. You have to rock this place. No choice.
Because the world is our playground. Everywhere in the world is our playground.
Either way, Toronto is always a lot of fun.
I mean, there's not a lot that I would change except for the fact this is beyond DJing. This is just life and people in general. I wish that more people were open-minded. People in general seem to be comfortable and like what they like what they know. There's only a certain amount of people that are always open to hearing and experiencing something new, and those people are awesome to a DJ because you can explore and experiment and try new things and try new sounds and watch them react to it. Whereas there are a lot of people that are just very comfortable with what they already know and that's what they want, and if you give them that, they'll be happy. If you give them something that's a little bit different than that, it takes them a while to catch on to it. But I mean, I look at that as a personal challenge, and when I play music that I think is good, I want you to experience that as a consumer. When you come to the club, I don't want you to just hear all the songs you know. You can do that at home. When you come to hear me play, I want you to hear things you know and be happy, as well as be introduced and learn something new. And maybe next time you hear it, you'll like it a little bit more and a little bit more, and then now I've become part of that influence that makes you like new things. It's a career, it's a lifestyle. I am a DJ, it's not what I do, it's who I am.
Bienvenue à Montréal. This is the last stop in Canada on this tour. Montreal is also very charming, you know. Lovely people, super great city. But what makes it even more special is that it reminds me a lot of home. The culture, the mentalities, not to forget the language. I mean, people speak French around here, you know. It always feels good. New York probably has the best energy when it comes to business. This is probably my favorite place where I like to go when I need to reload my batteries. You know what they say, the city that never sleeps. I've always found great inspiration in New York since my first trip in 2000.
I think the only way to go from being an amateur DJ to a professional DJ is to make it your absolute primary focus in life and to be committed to it 100% and to be prepared for not only good times but bad times and hard times, and not let slow weeks or slow months or a slow year in your market get you down and leave you uninspired. If anything, I try my best to let, the harder times just make me a better DJ. And if you have a slow month, that's time to become, to work on your craft, whether it's producing or DJing or just networking in order to create new opportunities for you. Now, it's a gift and a curse to be a DJ in New York. It's a gift because it is the true land of opportunity, and the way that things come together sometimes is just unbelievable, and you just can't believe the stuff that ends up happening. Now, on the other side of that, it's New York, so there's probably more DJs per capita than anywhere else in the world. But you know what? That's great. Competition is always good to keep you on your toes and to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to stay on top, or at least to stay safely in your lane.
We have one gig lined up here before heading to Africa. And here goes the first bad news of the tour. The club I'm supposed to play at just got shut down. My only US gig on this tour was New York. It's a big problem. I hang up the phone, get on another Skype meeting with South Africa, and yeah, here's the second bad news of the tour.
You know what the issue is? That he's on a world tour right now. He's in New York, you know what I'm saying? And he's in Africa, and it was easier for us to do it because he's in Africa. We said the money is going towards charity, so...
I also heard him say, I can't play for a DJ that nobody knows here, but that's not a call you make, 10 days before the party, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I heard him say that. I don't know if I misunderstood him or anything, but...
You heard right, bro. You heard right.
That's not even cool, yeah.
I know, bro.
Don't get me wrong, no hard feelings towards you. I totally trust what you're saying and that you tried your best. Don't get me wrong at all, It's mostly him. This is shady, man. It's weird.
I know, bro.
It's the first time this ever happened to me, to be honest, so...
At this point, we've got one more continent to go, Africa. I remember my first trip to Africa a few years ago. I got the chance to visit Senegal, which was one of the best trips of my life so far. Now, we have a long way to go. Flying through Europe, Ethiopia, then final destination, Kinshasa, Congo. So we finally get to our destination. It's gonna be a very hectic weekend as we only have 2 days to spend in Kinshasa. I'm also looking forward to the party. Congo and Belgium are pretty close. I have a bunch of friends that moved back there. It feels good to be here. The party was sick, man. The Kinshasa club scene has this great energy. I remember listening to the DJ opening for me that night, and I didn't know a single track this guy was playing. I'm discovering a whole new way of partying, all local music. Not to forget the different MCs passing the mic on. Congo has the best party MCs in the world. Yeah, and I'm not even joking.
Bienvenue Belgique et salutations. Nous on est à la Congo. On met tout.
We're spending the second and last day visiting the city. Check out the markets, le fleuve Congo, le Stade du 20 Mai, where Muhammad Ali held his legendary fight against George Foreman in 1974. The Rumble and the Jungle. So many different amazing places. On this last part of the trip, we've decided to team up with a local non-profit organization, Matumeni. Matumeni is a home for young orphans located in the slums of Kinshasa. It welcomes young girls and women going through social and family issues. Now, despite the short amount of time that we have, it was very important to me to go visit Matumeni and help them in my own way. Kinshasa was not just another great party. You know, it's a true life lesson. I know this might sound super corny, but it's the kind of trip that makes you realize what truly matters in life. You know, our little daily complaints about whatever just don't matter anymore.
Il a fait le tour du monde à 80 jours. Il est là présent à Kinshasa. À Kinshasa, il a fait le tour du monde à 80 jours. Il est là ici présent, ici à Kinshasa. La 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 la. Voilà. Je t'aime beaucoup, voilà, voilà, je t'aime beaucoup, la 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 la.
It is almost time to go home. We have one last gig before the big closing night in Brussels. We are in the south of France tonight. Welcome to Montpellier. Montpellier is also pretty warm, and I don't just mean the weather, you know? I guess I fell for their southern hospitality. This club I'm playing at tonight is pretty huge. 1,500 people. People partying like crazy, bottles everywhere. They even have a shower in the club itself. It's pretty dope here. I couldn't choose a better city to end up this world tour than my hometown, Brussels, the capital of Europe. One of my main goals, not just on this tour, but all over my career, has been to put Belgium on a map. Carry the flag all around the planet and bring it back home. Home sweet home. Most of my closest friends, partners, family members came out that night. It's a big celebration for me, you know, but also for the rest of my team. It took us a year to put all of this together. From travel planning, locking down gigs, dealing with contracts, working visas, last minute issues, dealing with sponsors, and the list goes on and on. All of this could seem easy, you know. Packed travel and rock parties, that's what we do. But the challenge of rocking the 5 continents in less than 12 weekends, now that's another story. I feel grateful, you know, for being allowed to do what I do, but also be who I want to be. I'm very conscious that this profession, that passion, this life is all about sharing. Whether it's music, human values, countless anecdotes. I would have never been able to see all of this if it wasn't through the eyes of a DJ. The adventure is far from over though. This tour around the world in 80 days might be finished. The real question that comes up to my mind now is, will all of this ever be over? What's next? How can you make a life out of DJing anyways? Or is it more than just DJing? Bottom line, I like to believe that us DJs, we make this world a better place. We have our own ways, yeah. Make it happen. Work hard. Never take anything for granted. This is what we do. This is who we are.